Hello, everybody, and welcome to John Wulai. Woo!
Yes, another themed month. Woo! Was that an intended pun? The woo.
Yeah, that's my excitement, Harvey. My excitement to be able to talk about John Woo movies. Finally, this has been in the cards for a while.
It has, yeah. We've been wanting to do more themed month movie reviews.
Usually,
it's hard.
Usually, it's just Jackie Chanuary, but this year we're giving you 2 special months.
I know, right?
So you should definitely leave a like for that.
We might even give you a 3 next year if time permits.
Nah, that'll be paywall. This is it. This is it for us, Tommy. We do 2 for free. The rest you got to pay for.
It's corporate guy. The woo. For the most corporate of parts.
I love vertical integration. I love metrics, Tavi. But yes, throughout the month of July, we are going to be taking a look at 4 movies, one each week, from the legendary director of Hong Kong action cinema, the one and only Mr. John Woo. I'm pumped, Tavi. Are you pumped?
Yeah. John Woo is one of the finest action directors, and is the correct term.
He's still alive, for the record, at time of recording.
He's still alive. People who have listened to us have probably heard us talk about some of his later films, which are not the best. In fact, they're probably on the other end of the spectrum of the best.
Which is unfortunate, because we love this director. And we do want to talk about his good movies, which happen to be the older ones.
Everything before, I think, 92 was his last Hong Kong movie before going to America, which is this one.
Yeah, this one, the one that we're talking about today. Yes, so we're going to be talking about Hardboiled today. But for those of you that may be unfamiliar with John Woo, I mean, if you've seen any Hollywood action movies post the 2000s, you've definitely seen the effect John Woo has had in action cinema.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the 80s and 90s, this man tore up the Hong Kong action landscape. He's the pioneer of heroic bloodshed in films and the gun fu genre in Hong Kong action cinema.
Probably my favorite subgenre of action film, heroic bloodshed.
Heroic bloodshed? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love it.
How would you describe heroic bloodshed to somebody who's never heard of the term?
For heroic bloodshed is usually a crime thriller where it would focus on either the criminals or cops. So it could always be like cops versus gangsters or undercover cops. There's always justice involved. Very strong, melodramatic, homoerotic scenes, often involving Chow Yun-fat and his co-lead. And this one, which is played by Tony Leung, another one of Hong Kong's finest back in the early 90s.
Shang-Chi's dad is in this movie, Tavi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi's dad. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The film that is better than this one, right? Yeah, Shang-Chi. Yeah.
There's no bloodshed in that, Tavi. Heroic or not, there's no bloodshed.
There's just no bloodshed. Yeah, so this movie is the opposite of Shang-Chi in the fact that heroic bloodshed is often characterized in its action scenes, lots of explosions, lots of guns, lots of stunts, lots of diving through things and shooting people with a gun that has seemingly endless supply of ammunition.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's not realistic.
Yeah.
I don't care if one guy could just charge into a building and just kill everyone without getting shot. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It is just so much fun.
Yeah, it's the slow motion, it's the diving, it's the 2 guns. Yeah, it's the unlimited ammo. It's all that. It's when people get killed in heroic bloodshed movies, they get killed. They get fucking riddled with bullets.
Yeah.
It's Squib Central, mate. And I mean, John Woo was the driving force in this kind of cinema in Hong Kong in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And throughout the 90s and 2000s, Hollywood definitely tried to ape his style. I mean, without John Woo, we wouldn't have Reservoir Dogs, we wouldn't have Desperado, we wouldn't have The Matrix, we wouldn't have Max Payne, we wouldn't have Mission Impossible 2. Well, we probably would have still gotten Mission Impossible 2 eventually, but we wouldn't have been as silly.
A better one. You know what? I'm one of those few that actually like Mission Impossible.
Me too. 1, because it is a John Woo movie, and 2, because it's set in Australia for some reason.
Australia. Yeah.
I mean, we might even talk about one of those Hollywood movies in the course of this series.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, I mean, inevitably, John Woo himself made his way into Hollywood in the 90s after this film, 1992 classic Hardboiled. So this was John Woo's last Hong Kong film before he transitioned to Hollywood. This is the film that gave him the juice, the international recognition to make the leap to Tinseltown. And it's a fucking banger, huh?
It is a fucking banger. We briefly talked about this during our review on Demon Hunters Holy Night.
Yep.
I keep forgetting that fucking movie's name. But you guys probably didn't listen to that episode because I keep forgetting the name of that movie. So
that's a bad sign, isn't it?
But this fucking movie, man. I wonder if this is my favorite action movie like of all time. It is just oozing in slickness, in coolness, in bloodshed, in themes, in cheesiness.
Yeah.
And even like, you know what? This movie has quips and shit as well, but they work so well in this movie.
It is.
I will have to admit, the one thing I don't like about this movie, and it's not actually the movie, but it's the poster of the movie.
Oh, and he's holding the baby.
Yeah, it looks a bit stupid.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing I don't like about this movie is the poster.
It's
It looks
a
like
small
one
part
of
of
those.
the film as well.
I don't know why they put that in because it makes it look like it's a full-on action comedy.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
did a movie.
Robbie Hood, I think, is it? Yeah.
So that's the only negative I have about this movie is that the poster that gives it the wrong tone.
It definitely doesn't set the mood of the film. But yeah, like you said, we did get to see this in cinemas recently, which is a very rare treat considering how closely guarded these films tend to be by their former owner.
But will soon be re-released soon.
Yeah.
By, I think Shout Factory.
Shout Factory
So good on them.
recently acquired the rights to distribute, and not just this film, but all 156 films in the Golden Princess Films library, which were previously owned by Kowloon Development Company, which was not very focused on the film business, which explains why they were so hard to access outside of Asia prior to this year. But yeah, I mean, Shout doing the 4K restorations for these films, good on him.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool process. But I won't talk too much about it now because I don't want to fucking learn about how they do that shit. I just want to watch the fucking movie.
Yeah.
It is fine because it is that kind of movie. So
And
I'll
now you
watch
can watch it because
Tons of action.
Shout Studios owns it.
it. Yeah, but I mean, do you want to give a brief rundown on for those who haven't seen Hardboiled?
Of course. So Hardboiled centers around a hard-boiled detective that goes by the name of Tequila. Basically, he's trying to shut down a group of gun smugglers. He comes across a triad underling, Alan. So Tequila goes on the trail of Alan, only to find out that Alan is an undercover cop that's trying to infiltrate the triads to shut them down. So the two of them eventually work together to shut down Anthony Wong's character, Johnny Wong. Tequila and Alan go and shut down Johnny's hidden gun library by just going and shooting up the place and shooting all the goons and using all the double guns, and all the heroic bloodshed is happening all at once.
Yeah, gun smuggling was such a popular trope to use in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I think it's just due to the influx of guns and warlords who had access to lots of weapons, like post-Cold War.
Yeah, I mean, Lethal Weapon 2, it's about gun smuggling, I think. Beverly Hills Cop 2, maybe, as well.
Yeah. I really like gun smuggling as a plot point.
Yeah.
It can really lend to characters being surrounded by lots of weaponry. Lots of good choice for weaponry.
Yep.
And there's no shortage of that in this movie.
There's so many guns in this movie.
I'm pretty sure there's an M79 in there. There's one of the characters, Mad Dog, who's one of the head honcho henchmen of Wong. He has a very fun choreographed fight scene with Tony Leung and Chow Yun-fat with I don't know what to call it, like a single shot pirate gun.
It looks like a pirate gun, yeah.
It does look like a pirate gun.
So this gun makes a reappearance in Hard Target, wielded by Lance Henriksen's character.
Yeah, it does.
It's like a rifle had a baby with a handgun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
There is so much damn craft in this movie in terms of stunt work, in terms of just timing of squibs.
Yeah.
In terms of physicality from all the actors. I particularly enjoy, there's a lot of 1v1 of Tony Leung and Mad Dog. And there's just them running around and just trying to shoot each other.
Yeah.
And it is just so entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things about this film, and I guess a lot of the heroic bloodshed films, is the early 90s gun sound design. It is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it in Jackie January when we talked about Police Story 1. But this one, it's just amped up to the nth degree.
Yeah.
You know.
And in most of John Woo's movies as well, it's amped up because there's so much gunfire in all of these films. And this is in the era before CGI as well. So yeah, it's it's squibs all the way, mate. Like,
Yeah, there's
so
no
good.
CGI. There's hurting the actors. Like if we get a chance to talk about it better tomorrow too, there's a pretty humorous backstory behind one of the stunts in that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, it is just so impressive. And even just the use of shutter speed, doing the Wong Kar-wai effect, like slowing things down.
Yeah.
Just a lot of very simple things you can do with the camera, but just change a lot of the emotional connection that you see when images are portrayed in such a way. Some modern action films can't even hold a candle to this movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just the sheer scale of set pieces and the sheer scale of stuntmen, and just having really, really charismatic actors.
Oh yeah.
In this, oh my
it's
god,
it's the charisma and it's the bromance.
Oh dear lord, it is so much fun to watch on screen. And like when they do quip, it kind of just works.
They've got the charisma to pull this kind of humor off. Yeah, I mean, it's not particularly laugh out loud humor, but they just pull it off so well because they're so cool. There's two cool dudes saying cool things to each other while holding shotguns.
They play fucking jazz and shit, and Tony Leung is always walking slow motion on his days off and giving flowers and then killing people and finding guns inside books and shit.
Even the little comedic elements, like in the police station, the scenes that he shares with Teresa,
the police captain,
and the police captain, they're really silly, but really funny as well.
Yeah, there's just a lot of really fun character moments, and even the acting, man. Like Tony Leung and his eyes, like goddamn. I think this movie is very sincere, which makes it work. Yeah, there's no moment in the movie where they undermine the emotion that's going on. Circle back a bit, Tony Leung is an undercover cop, and he is working for one particular gang, but he has to betray them to get under the good eyes of Anthony Wong,
Johnny Wong,
or Johnny Wong, and he is forced to kill his comrades. Basically, he had been.
Well, he's not really forced to kill his comrades. He's forced to kill his boss, his previous boss, Mr. Hoy.
Yeah, but like it's always he's forced, but then he has to go all the way because he knows he needs to prove it to Anthony Wong that he is, committed to the cause. So there's obviously the stress of being like an undercover cop. And that's what I love what early Hong Kong cinema did back in the day. Just tell these like cop stories really well. It's such a staple in that era.
Obviously, in this kind of story, there's going to be betrayal. There's going to be the undercover cop doing things that he doesn't want to. But the way it's carried off by Tony Leung is so good. Because it's so complex as well, even though it is a simple plot point. Because he's an undercover cop. He shouldn't really feel that bad about killing these bad guys. Because, Mr. Hoy he's a bad guy. He's a triad boss. But he's been so deep undercover that, he's developed a relationship with this guy, this criminal, and he now is forced to kill him.
Because like you build some camaraderie with the people you spent that long with.
Yeah, and they only share one scene before that. But in that one scene, you get all of their relationship.
It's
so good.
It's just good acting, It's just selling it really well. Like this is one of those movies where you can market it by watching the first 10 minutes of this movie. It's Chow Yun-fat in a jazz bar, and he's got his like tequila slammer, which is apparently tequila and lemonade.
Yeah,
and
but you got to slam it onto the table.
You got to slam it,
so it fizzes all over your hands, gets it all sticky.
Play some clarinet. Yeah, goes to the tea house, and that opening tea house sequence, it is just like amazing. Yeah, there's like one main gunman who's sort of the main henchman, and he's the one that kills Chow Yun-fat's partner, who gets pretty rinsed with the music, which is kind of comical when you watch it. But I didn't realize that this actor was the very popular Jun Kunimura. He kind of looked familiar, but it didn't look like him at all to me. He just looked like I thought it was just some Chinese guy.
I mean, he is playing a Chinese guy because this guy. Chow Yun-fat kills him basically out of revenge. And it turns out this guy is an undercover cop. So Chow Yun-fat's character, Tequila, is a cop killer. I mean, he didn't know, but still, I guess he wouldn't have known that this guy was an undercover cop because it's a Japanese guy. So that's somehow working for the Hong Kong Police Department. But that's neither here or there. There's a couple of moments where these characters kill cops. Tony Leung's Alan also kills a cop later on during the hospital scene.
During the very famous, I think that scene often on DVDs is called 317. So that whole sequence in the hospital is a one-take action scene that goes for 3 minutes and 17 seconds. I think they did 3 takes.
Yeah.
So imagine that. You'd have so much shit to set up. And you have like destruction as well.
Yeah, aren't they just flying through glass and shit?
That shot would have been maybe 1 day or 2 days of shooting, I reckon. Yeah. Because you do the take and then you just let production design and makeup and all that just reset the scene. Because that's what you did back in the old days.
Right, you gotta change the clothes because they've got all squid blood on them. The part where he electrocutes himself is pretty funny. I enjoyed that part. It's so stupid.
I mean, look at the context of this. I think they're trapped underground in the gun basement.
Yeah.
And they're trying to open this electronically sealed door. So Chow Yun-fat comes up with a plan to put gunpowder into like one section of this pipe and they blow it up, but it's still not enough. So they try to short circuit the door, and then Tony Leung just grabs these 2 fucking wires and it's just like, fuck it. Yeah. He probably, I don't know, he might have just watched Home Alone 2 or something. It's like, it's not that bad. Like, that guy survived that all right.
Like, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. It's like, fuck. Yeah.
And Johnny has like a PTSD attack.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, did you know that this movie was actually a flop back in the day when it was first released?
Well, in Asia it was, but internationally it did really well. Right?
Yeah. Why do you think that was the case?
Well, I mean, John Woo had done a few films prior to this that, had a similar style. So I think maybe people thought it was derivative of those movies, whereas internationally, maybe less people had seen those movies.
I think I read ages ago that it had come out during the same time that there was a popular Jet Li Wuxia film or something.
Okay.
That was like a continuation of kind of a long-running kung fu film. So people went to go watch that instead of this.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know, maybe it's the violence as well. The last 45 minutes of this film is just a really long shootout in the hospital. And there's so much death in this movie. I'm pretty sure this movie has a on-screen body count of 317 people.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. The action is so good, but the dramatic elements are so good as well. There's a bit in the hospital, right, where Alan and Mad Dog are having their little fight, and then they realize there's a group of patients and nurses in front of them, and they've just got that connection of like, oh, we can't shoot each other through these innocent people.
Yeah.
Even though Mad Dog's a pretty bad dude, but they have that code. Yeah.
They have the code.
So they kind of like put their guns down and start to back away. And then fucking Anthony Wong comes in, just sprays everybody, kills everybody. And Mad Dog's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Tries to kill
Anthony
him,
Wong just
runs
kills
out
him.
of bullets, gets killed. I mean, it's a pretty anticlimactic end to that character, but just the sudden
just so
code
dramatic,
coming out of nowhere, like, it's so good.
Well, a lot of this movie drops on the sense of like cop morality and the effects of being like undercover for that long. I guess it's not maybe as well explored as say something like The Departed
Infernal Affairs.
Or even Infernal Affairs is, but it probably isn't dwelling on that too much.
But it's there. It's all part of it.
It's there.
It's there.
But it's still well done. Like it still explores these themes pretty well, like themes of justice and how much can you do as like an undercover cop, because he's just killing cops and whatnot, and
morality. I mean, they do touch on it, but they kind of brush over it at the same time. There's a point, like I said, where Alan shoots a cop by accident and he's like, did I just kill a cop? And Chow Yun-fat's character's like, just fucking keep going. You have to keep going. Who cares? Just kill him. And next minute, Alan's like blind firing around the corner. Doesn't care who he's shooting at. So it's there, but also it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
This movie is funnier than I remember it being as well.
There's a few humorous
And some of it's
yeah.
not. I don't think it's intentionally funny. Like there's a bit where Tequila and Alan are at Alan's boat, and all these bad guys bust into the boat and try to kill them. And then,
I know what you're gonna say.
and then Alan and Tequila manage to fight them off. But then Anthony Wong's character is coming, so Alan's like, "You gotta go, Tequila. You gotta go." And Tequila's like, "All right, be careful."
Yeah.
And then he dives into the water.
That got a huge
funny.
reaction in the audience that we watched it with. Everyone was pissing themselves laughing because
it's really funny.
Really funny. It's probably the unintentionally funny moment. He just dives.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell whether it's intentional or not, because it does come like after a pretty dramatic action set piece. But then in the hospital during that dramatic set piece as well, there's a bit where Teresa is trying to save all the babies, right? A goon like jumps her.
I think he's going to go like chase some like officer that he's about to shoot, and she pops up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like, and she's got a gun on him. She's got the drop on him.
Yeah.
And then he fucking slaps her, even though she's got a gun on him. And then she just shoots the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
If you wanted to be a bit nitpicky about that scene, because they're trying to rescue these newborn babies, and obviously when you're basically a newborn, you've got very sensitive ears. So they're like, well, there's all this gunfire that's happening, so let's put some cotton swabs in their ears. I don't think that's going to do anything. Then again, if you're going to pick on that, then you'd be like, oh, why does this guy have so many bullets and a gun? So I think the movie sets itself up stylistically enough that you can suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, a guy can't bust in through the roof of a warehouse full of bad guys, and it's just him, and get out of there alive. He just been killed instantly. It takes him ages to get from the roof to the floor, and he's just out in the open.
He's out in the open where everyone has eyes on him, and he's just spinning around with some kind of submachine gun, and then he like slides backwards and shoots a bike that jumps over him, and the bike explodes while the guy is still on it. And then you see that in the same shot. I mean, come on. Like, you just feel like, yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just would not see any action films like that doing this kind of action. I mean, besides John Wick, because we always talk about John Wick.
The thing about John Wick is that they go for realism, right? Whereas this movie and movies of its ilk are not going for realism. They're going for style. And they pull this style off in a way that can't really be done anymore. Even John Woo himself can't really replicate this movie or these kinds of movies anymore. I don't know if it's...
I don't think people are into this kind of action anymore.
The last thing I saw that was even close to it is the scene in Hot Fuzz where they pay homage to this kind of film. You know? So,
and that scene is so cool. It looks it's so absurdly silly.
But it is.
But it's well done.
It is, and but it's also like meant to be a throwback.
There's not many films that are doing this sort of in a sense earnestly. And not even Hong Kong really does it. They do their like kung fu movies, but I think it's just hard to do because if you're not doing it practically and if you're doing a lot of CGI, it just doesn't look as good, unfortunately. And again, it's the argument of safety for actors and safety for crewmen, but you kind of lose a lot if you're not actually doing it.
Yeah, but it's also the level of violence as well. I think it really needs to be amplified to the point where you're killing like 300 plus people on screen, and that's not really the way movies work anymore, I feel.
Movies are kind of pussying out, to be honest.
Well,
really.
I mean, there are violent movies still, like Havoc is pretty violent. Timo's movies are pretty violent, but they're just different. They're very different. And I think this kind of cinema, it just lives in the 80s and the 90s, and I guess so. Maybe that's for the best, because we'll always have these films, especially if Shout Studios is restoring these films. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what it is about this film and films like John Woo's filmography of the 80s and 90s, but they're just impossible to replicate these days.
They are dated within their time, but for me, this is a timeless film. I can watch this movie anytime and I'd never get sick of it. And watching it in the theater just really, really solidified that.
Well, hopefully we get to see a few more of John Woo's films in the cinemas in the near future.
Yes.
But do you have anything more to say about Hardboiled, Tavi?
Go watch it. I'm not sure when Shout are going to release it, but I'm sure it'll be easy to access. And I think they're going to put it on some streaming platforms as well, or something like that.
It seems like they really want to share these movies with the world. Which,
thank God.
Which is good for us because hopefully they don't copyright strike us for this video.
Well, I mean, it just brings a new audience to these really iconic action films that deserve it.
John Woo-lai, we're back for week 2.
Yes. Are you all feeling good after the last episode?
Yep.
Well.
Not for long. So, this is the first time I'm seeing this movie, Tommy. Pretty dour stuff. We'll talk about it.
It's very dour. I didn't remember it being this dour when I watched it ages ago.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about Bullet in the Head, a 1990 film. So 2 years prior to Hardboiled, but a couple of years after the beef between John Woo and
Sui-hak.
Yep.
Well, apparently this film was supposed to be A Better Tomorrow 3, but then they parted ways.
Prequel?
Yeah, this was supposed to be the prequel.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is basically following 3 friends in Hong Kong who, I guess, they delve in crime.
Yep, so this is Ben, played by Tony Leung, Frank, played by Jackie Chung, and Paul, played by Wai Se Lee.
I think these are all very top tier actors. Like Jackie Chan was very popular. There's a lot of very strong facial expressions in this movie.
Yes.
Everyone does very strong facial expressions in this movie.
They're all doing different kinds of strong facial expressions in this movie. Yep, so you were saying 3 friends.
Yeah, Ben, Frank, and Paul, they delve in crime and they accidentally murder someone in revenge. And then, they find themselves trying to make their way in Vietnam, followed by many bullets, of course.
Yep, one of them ends up in one of their heads.
Yes,
hence the title.
Bullet in the head.
The opening to this movie, Tavi, is really, I found really funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. The music is really funny.
It did not set the tone of the rest of the film at all. It's like a montage of ballroom dancing, frolicking in the streets, and gangland violence. All put to a cover of I'm a Believer.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
My earliest memory of this film was ages ago when I saw this at the video store. I remember looking at it as a kid. I'd look at the cover and it's got the very iconic still of the 3 friends like pointing guns at each other in the boat and reading the title Bullet in the Head. I'm like, man, this movie sounds fucking gangster. I remember enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
I remember the third act being a lot longer. It felt a lot longer because I think it was just very dour and depressing.
Yeah.
I think this is probably John Woo's biggest epic. It's his Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, it's definitely his most political film.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably the darkest film that I've seen from him. You can tell it's dark because there are absolutely no doves in this film, Darby.
Yeah, that's it. There's no doves.
Yeah, so he's probably not in a good place when he made this film. Something about making movies about the Vietnam War that just really makes it difficult.
Yeah, I think he was reacting to a lot of the political climate that was happening at the time, and I think he changed his script after the Tiananmen Square incident.
There's definitely a reference to it in this movie. Yeah,
I think even the title Bullet in the Head, I think during the Vietnam War, I think it was on TV, the South Vietnamese had fought off a few of like the Viet Cong and they kind of had them in this like square. And then like on the news while a guy was recording, I think they're sort of like talking to this guy and this guy just pulls a gun and just like shoots this guy in the head.
Jeez.
And I think that really struck a chord. Like it was uncensored.
Yeah, that'll be fun for me to try to find on YouTube, Tavi, to put in this video.
No, it's on the documentary, like the Vietnam War that came out like 10 years ago. Yeah, really good documentary. I find this period of history quite interesting because it obviously affected a lot of our parents, the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Like this was their time and they witnessed some of this stuff happening. So it is probably like a fresh wound for them. Yeah.
Luckily for us, they did manage to flee, but it's definitely a period of time that intrigues a lot of filmmakers as well. Because I mean, you mentioned Apocalypse Now, obviously the Rambo films as well. You know, these stories always center around trauma, I guess, caused by this conflict.
Trauma and PTSD.
And this movie is no different.
Yeah.
But it does start off fairly light. It starts off as pretty like traditional John Woo fare. Like it starts off in Hong Kong where, you know, there's just small-time gangsters doing small-time gangster stuff. They accidentally kill someone and then they have to flee to to Vietnam. And, you know, like Ben, Paul, and Frank, like you said, this is an epic. So they do start their journey off as small-time crooks, essentially. They haven't even fired a gun before when they first arrive in Vietnam. But then
the midway second act where they gun down maybe like 50 people in a massive shootout.
Oh, that's so good.
I've never fired a gun before.
This movie must have a pretty decent budget, right? Let me have a look.
Oh, it's only 3.5 million US.
Okay, but that's pretty high though for the time, right? Like that.
Yeah, for Hong Kong.
For Hong Kong standards.
Apparently, a lot of John Woo movies were box office bombs, and this one was one of the biggest ones because of the budget.
Yeah.
And because of the beef between Sui Hak and John Woo.
Yeah.
Better Tomorrow 3, which was not directed by John Woo, but Sui Hak, was released a year before. And so it was rushed to the theaters to beat this movie. So everyone was a bit Vietnam warred out by then, and then no one watched this movie because I think, Chow Yun-fat was probably a bigger name than Tony Leung at the time.
Yeah. Sui Hak, he was a producer on Better Tomorrow too. I mean, we'll probably get more into the beef potentially in the next episode. No spoilers here. I guess he would have been powerful enough to essentially blacklist John Woo at this point. It might have contributed to the low box office numbers of this movie.
Well, I found out that The Killer was a bomb as well, and so was Hardboiled.
Well, who keeps letting this guy make movies? really good movies that bomb in the box office.
He's getting the John Carpenter treatment.
Yeah.
I think John Woo was treated better than John Carpenter.
Well, I mean, at least he found international success in Hardboiled, which took him over to Hollywood. For better or worse, we might get into that in a future episode as well. But as far as this movie goes, like, you can really see the budget on screen.
This movie has a lot more locations.
There's a lot more exterior filming.
Yeah, more exterior. It's a bigger scale. Well, most of it was shot in Thailand.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the interior Vietnam stuff was just shot in Hong Kong.
Yeah, the club scene that you mentioned was probably shot in Hong Kong, but that club scene as well, it's like the hospital scene basically.
Yeah.
Maybe not as long, but there's a really high body count. There's a lot of gunfire, there's a lot of explosions, there's a lot of destruction of the set, and that's just one of the gunfights that happens in this movie. But there are a lot of gunfights that happen in this movie, especially in the exterior gunfights. I feel like there are so many explosions. And there's tanks and stuff. Just when I was watching it, I was like, wow, this must have been real expensive.
I mean, like, there's a lot that's very stellar about this movie. You've got your classic John Woo stuff, gunfights, long stairs, brotherhood, I guess honor amongst thieves to an extent.
You get a Chow Yun-fat-esque character in the form of Luke, played by Simon Yan.
Oh, Luke, yeah. Simon Yan's pretty sick in this movie, man.
Yeah, he's just doing Chow Yun-fat, basically. I mean, the white suit does a lot of the heavy lifting, but he's quite good. He's very cool.
There's not as much comedic banter in this one. Maybe a little less like homoerotic. Well, there's a few.
I feel like there's a lot. Like the central three characters, they've pretty much got a bromance going. It's a pre-established bromance because they all grew up together. There's a lot of melodrama when, shit starts hitting the fan.
Yeah.
And their greedy friend Paul is just trying to get the gold at all times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that plot line
He's got gold madness, Tavi. It's like the dwarves in The Hobbit.
He's like, just give me my gold. Don't stay away. Well, that's a lot of gold,
It's true.
Yeah, but this movie starts off a lot slower than some other John Woo films.
Yeah.
But I think once the action starts...
I mean, it does start off with like a really well choreographed gang fight during that montage, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
after that, it's just about character building, I guess. Yeah,
but I think what really took me aback was how sad this movie is. It's more so like the tragic story between the three friends and sort of the bromance that ends in tragedy.
Yeah,
which is sort of like hard to watch. This movie has a lot of very fun action sequences. You got your diving of guns and massive explosions and people getting shot multiple times.
Even the last gunfight between Paul and Ben is pretty fun, even though like it is very melodramatic as well. So like all the action is pretty fun, but in between the action, it's pretty grim stuff going on.
It's pretty I thought this movie is harder to watch than other John Woo films because of how, I guess, sad it can be at times. And I think this is given to a lot of just the Tony Leung. He's got the eyes for it, you know, just that stare.
Yeah.
And then it's just like his eyes would just water ever so slightly.
Yeah, he's so good. And Jackie Chung as well. Like, he's supposed to be the lighthearted character of the group.
Yeah.
Like, he's the fun guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess that makes it really tragic when he does cop a bullet in the head.
Yeah.
And that happens.
By Paul.
Yeah, by Paul, yeah. So basically, after the big club shootout, they're kind of escaping with the help of Simon Yam's Luke. So Paul's trying to get the gold, and Ben and Frank and Luke are trying to rescue Sally. So Sally is a singer from Hong Kong that is kind of trapped in the gangster life in Vietnam. So they're trying to rescue her.
Yeah. Well, she gets kidnapped by one of the heads, and then they sort of force her into like prostitution and keep her like on heroin all the time.
So that's pretty dark, isn't it?
Very, very fun stuff. Yeah. Awesome.
But then as they're escaping, she gets shot in the back by the bad guy.
Yeah.
So they're like, she's really injured, and they're trying to escape, and they're trying to catch a boat back to Hong Kong, but they get intercepted by goons. So, I mean, that's a good gunfight as well. It's all done outside. There's massive explosions. Like, they set off this series of mines on the beach, and it's like a huge explosion.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that guy, the boss that they're sort of trying to extract, he's the one that eventually shoots Sally.
Yeah.
Like, just injure him like a little bit. Because there's a bit where they're like asking him where's the safe, and he's just like mocking them.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to keep him hostage.
Yeah.
You know, so they can have some leverage.
Yeah.
Just like shoot him in the foot or the hand.
Well, I think they
Like,
kind
so
of need him to be able to move as well, though. Because, like,
shoot him in the hand. He can still move.
Yeah, that's true.
He wouldn't have been able to grab the gun.
That's very
shot
true.
Sally.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure
They took his clothes, Tavi. They thought that would be enough.
shoot his fucking hand, man. Do something, like hurt him a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it might have broken his confidence.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have tried to pull anything like that. You know?
They were
That was my
unfocused,
one
Tavi.
gripe. Yeah.
Paul had gold madness. He wasn't thinking straight. Because they end up getting captured by the Viet Cong.
They get captured by the Viet
Well,
Cong,
everybody except
but
Luke and Sally, I guess, because she dies.
Yeah. Yeah. She has a beautiful death, I guess. That's the...
Was it beautiful?
You know, dying slowly.
She was just bleeding out.
She wasn't like a mangled corpse. She was bleeding out.
Bleeding
but,
out,
like,
being ragdolled by Ben.
the way they shot it, it's like they didn't make it look like, you know, a corpse.
Yeah, they kind of just let her float away. I'm like, you don't want to check her pulse before you let her float away downstream.
It's like, nah, he's dead.
Yeah, okay.
Paul wouldn't have it. I reckon if the boss didn't do it, Paul probably would have shot her.
Well,
eventually.
yeah. I mean, he eventually shot Frank. They're all captured by the Viet Cong, and because the Viet Cong kind of thinks they're working with the CIA, because within the gold, like hidden in there, is like a map and some military information. So they assume they're working for the CIA. So like one of them's questioning Paul about what did they know, while Frank is being forced at gunpoint to shoot prisoners of war to death.
Yeah.
And he's like losing his shit.
This is a pretty hard scene to watch. This
such
is
good acting from Jackie Chung there. He's fucking losing his mind, mate. As you would in that situation.
This is basically Hong Kong Deer Hunter with tons of melodrama. He does some fucking stellar acting.
A lot of face stuff, yeah.
I hate American.
Yeah.
Do it, you know?
I make it fun for you, yeah. It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty. I was like, man, this is terrible.
Yeah,
But it's like, I mean, like, it's terrible for them.
And like the Viet Cong guys are pretty cartoony, but not cartoony enough to make it a comfortable watch. It's still pretty hard to watch.
I think in terms of melodrama, surprisingly, I feel like John Woo has toned it back a little bit.
In this film?
Because the one thing I've noticed in a lot of other John Woo films, the melodrama gets to the point where it is, sometimes it's too much. Maybe it's just the other film that I'm thinking of.
But no, I think you are right. I think this is definitely more grounded.
Yeah.
And I think that is by design, because the tone of the film overall is more serious and the content of it is more serious. Like there's a lot of political stuff going on, not just the Vietnam War stuff, but the union protests in Hong Kong as well that were happening at the time.
Yeah. It's very politically charged film.
Yeah. He was definitely going for a more serious tone. Maybe that's why there's no doves in it, Tavi.
It wouldn't have make sense, man. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think you are right. I think like it is less over the top melodramatic It's still melodramatic, but in a more grounded way, I would say.
The melodrama makes it harder to watch, especially when they do come across Jackie Cheung's character at the end after he's copped the bullet in the head.
So as they're escaping, Frank is really injured and he happens to get stuck with Paul. And Paul's trying to like shut him up because the Viet Cong are right there and they're trying to hide, but Frank's really injured.
He's screaming in pain, screaming in fear.
Yes,
and
yeah.
Paul's like, shut up. And it's like, I'd rather you die.
Yeah. And then he shoots him in the head. Puts the titular bullet in his head.
Yeah, the bullet in the head.
Yeah.
Like, God damn, man.
And you think that's it for Frank. Paul escapes. He makes his escape with his gold.
Paul escapes, murders a peaceful village. Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah.
Gold. It's just like, hey, what do you, just rocks up with his AK, just murders an entire village.
Yeah.
So
and then steals their boat.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Becomes a crime boss at the end of the movie.
He gets a villainous hairline. That's how you know he's turned bad. You were saying about when they rediscover Frank. So it turns out Frank didn't die. Luke managed to get Frank out. Luke also suffers pretty severe burns to his face.
Yeah.
Frank did manage to survive, but he's not quite right. He's in severe pain and he's doing small-time hits for small-time crooks so that he can get money for drugs to help ease the pain. So he's not mentally well. Luke takes Ben to visit Frank and it's so tragic. That scene is so fucking tragic.
It's such good acting though.
Yeah.
And Tony Leung has a really great monologue. And it's just accompanied so well, again, like with the music and just Tony Leung's eyes.
It's so weird because the score in this is one of those scores that's kind of like repeated throughout the film. But depending on the context when it's played, it captures like a totally different mood.
Yeah.
It's so weird, even though it's the same song.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I think this score was particularly critically acclaimed as well. James Wong and Romeo Diaz, music by.
But yeah, it adds to the impact of this scene, definitely, where Ben has to shoot Frank to kind of put him out of his misery,
Put him out of
essentially.
his misery, yeah.
Same thing Paul was doing, I guess.
Yeah, Ben goes to visit Frank. I mean, Ben goes to visit Paul.
With Frank.
Carrying the skull of Frank.
Yeah, how do you get that?
So yeah, with Frank. I was going to say, like, how do they get that through customs? I guess it's like if you declare it, it's like...
I mean, how did he get it initially is what I'm saying. Because it's like a very clean skull. Like, did he do the 28 years later trick? Or
yeah, I'm assuming just, like, I'm pretty sure he found like a bin nearby. Yeah.
He would have had to sever Frank's head off. Because when he pulls out like the white parcel, I assumed there was going to be ashes, but not just a skull.
Nah, it's just a lot more like strong imagery in this movie.
Yeah. Well, they have like a car joust.
Yeah, the car joust is sick, man.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to car action scenes, I think for me there is a balance between groundedness and stylishness. So it can be heavily stylized, but I think there needs to be an element of it where it's grounded. Yeah. And I think also the element that is practically done.
Yeah, for sure.
When I think of my favorite car action scenes, I think of Steve McQueen. Then I think of Tarantino's Death Proof.
Yeah.
And when I was watching this movie, I'm like, man, they're not doing that much, let's say, in comparison to a Fast and a Furious movie. But there's just enough choreography that it just looks really cool.
Yeah, it feels dangerous.
Yeah, the iconography of the Mercedes back in the day.
Paul finally got his Mercedes. Yeah.
I used to have one of those Mercedes as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have them anymore.
What happened to it? Did Tony Leung destroy it?
Tony Leung came over. He's like, I need the car. I was like, oh, all right, Tony. He gave me a big speech about like loyalty and brotherhood.
Yeah. He gave you the doe eyes and you couldn't say no.
Yeah, the doe eyes. Oh, it's so good. Tony Leung could get able to do anything. Yeah.
But you're right, like that car scene, like it isn't crazy stunts. They're just kind of smashing into each other. But because it is real and because the whole film is kind of grounded to a point where like that is a big stunt and it does feel really dangerous. Like it's kind of like in the first Fast and Furious movie, they have that heist where they're trying to get DVD players off a truck. Yeah. Right? And it feels dangerous. But now they're just like fucking driving down the side of a dam or something while an explosion's happening. And it doesn't feel dangerous anymore.
Yeah. And because there's just so much drama, there's so much story.
Like in this one, they kind of bring it back to the start of the film where the three brothers are like racing on their bikes, but now it's Ben and Paul racing in their cars and it's a completely different scenario. You kind of notice for the first time that at the start when they were racing on their bikes and Frank almost falls in the water, it's Ben that catches him. It's not Paul. Paul doesn't even try to save him. So it's kind of like...
Yeah. Foreshadowing. Yeah. Maybe they should have telegraphed his money hungry fever.
They kind of do.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah,
because they try to rob that store. Yeah.
His whole thing is that his dad was a sweeper and he didn't want to become that, basically. That kind of explains his money hunger. But eventually both of their cars get fucked up. And it's just a really epic standoff. Two guys with guns, and they're both fucked up.
Yeah, there's not even that much choreography. I mean, Tony Leung does a bit of a flip when Paul sort of tries to psych him out like from the distance.
Oh, yeah, he does a spin.
But I think it's the practical effects because there's obviously no CGI in this. I mean, like a lot of people got hurt making this movie. Apparently, during some of the riot scenes that happened in Hong Kong and Thailand, apparently it was like super chaotic, and there were some frames where like John Woo panicked and ran into the shots as well, just because there was just so much shit going on that he ran into an explosion and it caused large cuts on his head. And Simon Yam actually burnt his face during the POW camp sequence. So there you go. Maybe that scar.
It wasn't makeup.
It wasn't makeup. It was just fresh. It's like, oh, John, I need to go to a hospital. Like, no, just keep it there. Keep it there, sir. And just come to set.
Action.
You look like a scar. Action.
Apparently his original cut was 3 hours long.
3 hours long. He likes doing that,
I mean, we talked about MI2 recently with Bad Movies We Love, and his original cut for that film was also 3 hours long. So he loves his 3-hour films, even though nobody lets him release it that way. You'd think he'd learn.
I like this film. I think this is a really good film. In terms of the action sequences, it's just stellar. There's not a lot of movies, even today, that can really hold much of a candle to the action scenes in this movie either.
Right.
I'm not sure where I would put this in terms of my John Woo ranking, because I really like the story. I really like the themes. It's just hard to watch because it's not as fun as other John Woo films. There's a lot of sadness in this movie.
There's drug use in this film. You don't see that often. In a John Woo film.
It can be a relatively tough watch. I mean, I saw one review say this was basically John Woo's Grave of the Fireflies. I'm not sure if it's that sad, but it's definitely John Woo's like Deer Hunter, Apocalypse Now.
In terms of like a real shift in tone towards serious and grim, this is definitely the movie. And I don't mind it. Like, I think it's criminally overlooked.
I think so.
Because even I hadn't seen this film before today.
It's sort of an underrated Woo film.
But all the hallmarks are there. Most of the hallmarks are there still. Like, it still feels very much like a John Woo film.
I think it's just because it's the heaviest one that it's not as accessible. It's
not as rewatchable.
The Better Tomorrow. Not as rewatchable. And there's no political commentary in much of his other films compared to this one.
Except for Face Off. But
except for Face Off.
Yeah, this is definitely the more serious one. It's definitely worth a watch, but like you, I'm probably not in a rush to watch it again.
I still find that so surprising. His movies kept bombing.
I mean, might be because he's difficult to work with. We'll probably talk about it next week. John Woo-lai, week 3. Here we go. I know you're excited to talk about this movie, Tavi.
I'm excited to talk about this one. We're talking about A Better Tomorrow 2.
Yes.
And some of you might be wondering, why aren't you covering the first one? Well, to be frank, I really like A Better Tomorrow 1, and it's probably a better movie. But I just like this one more.
This is a Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Night situation, Tavi.
It is.
This is why we covered Shanghai Nights instead of Shanghai Noon. Because even though Shanghai Noon's probably objectively the better movie, we prefer Shanghai Nights for some reason. Same for this.
Oh, man. I hadn't seen this movie in quite a while. I only really know this movie because of the final climactic gunfight, which is my favorite action scene of all time.
I've definitely watched the last gunfight a lot more than I've watched the actual movie. And I came to realize this as I was watching the movie. I was like, I don't remember this being so weird. It's a real weird movie, Tommy.
It's a very weird movie. I think I might have mentioned this story. I actually dressed up as Ken, who is the replacement of Mark, who's played by the same actor, Chow Yun-fat.
Who is essentially the same as Mark.
The same
like
character.
visually the same. Exactly the same.
And I dressed up as him at like some kind of movie theme party, and like no one got who I was.
Yeah. They kept thinking you were Mark, Tavi, and you had to be like, no, Sally. Ken. Yeah.
Oh man, but I mean, you were saying before, this movie is super goofy.
It's an odd duck of a movie.
It's very, I mean, because I'm assuming this was very unintentionally absurd.
Well, I mean, some might consider some of John Woo's melodramatic like tropes pretty goofy. Like it's kind of like goofy, melodramatic to the point where it's almost silly. But this movie,
this one dials it up to like 10. I mean, for those who don't know, this is the sequel to A Better Tomorrow 1. Which it's all that whole like skirting the line of, you know, honor amongst thieves and the differences between law and brotherhood.
It's cops and robbers, similar to what we talked about in Hardboiled.
And it's got the very iconic Bieber meme quote. Yeah, and this movie starts off with that. What a quote, man. It's so deep.
It's good writing.
It's the kind of quote that if you need motivation, you just chuck it on. And it's just like, yeah, man. It's like, it's good shit.
So John Woo is coming back with his mate, Sui Hark. So they, well, when they started this film, they were mates, kind of.
They were mates,
well, obviously they worked on A Better Tomorrow, the first movie, together. So this movie, the sequel, is co-written by both again. With Sui Hark acting as producer and John Woo acting as director. It's also got 3 of the lead actors from A Better Tomorrow, Chow Yun-fat, Leslie Chung, R.I.P., and T. Lung. Yeah. So they all come back into the sequel, A Better Tomorrow 2, although Chow Yun-fat is playing a different character. Because the character in the first one got killed.
They bought Chow Yun-fat because he got more popular than T. Lung. Song Ti-ho. He's the main character, but Chow Yun-fat was the more charismatic one.
He's a real show stealer.
He is. They sort of did it in a creative manner in how they sort of brought him back, because he just happens to stumble across a photo of twin brothers, Ken, and he gives him his quick backstory, and it's just like it's a corporate decision done pretty creatively. I'm like,
it's creative, but it's also like, who cares? It's Chow Yun-fat. We wanted Chow Yun-fat back, so now he's in the movie. Don't think about it too much.
I actually really like this
because he's got all the same cliche mates as well, Tommy. He's exactly the same character essentially, but his name is different. Again. Well, he's got kind of like a different backstory. While Mark was like a full-on gangster enforcer, Ken started off that way but tried to go straight and narrow.
Yeah, he's got a hell of an introduction scene. We'll probably talk about.
We'll talk about. But should we talk about Sui Hark and John Woo a little bit first?
Yeah, you said you were going to do a little bit of research on this.
Yeah, so they'd worked together in the past. It seems like they kind of always had a fairly tumultuous relationship working together. I guess they're both kind of like passionate about their creative visions. But yeah, this movie, A Better Tomorrow 2, is where it really like spiraled out of control, it seems. So essentially it is just different visions. It's strange because John Woo made this film with the intent of it being like a launching pad or like a kind of a rebound pad for his mate, Dean Shek. So Dean Shek plays Lung in A Better Tomorrow 2.
Uncle Lung. Yeah.
And apparently at the time he was kind of going through financial problems and maybe some personal problems as well. And John Woo is his friend. So he's like, I'll write you into this film to help you out. But then it seems like Sui Hark wanted that storyline to be the main focus. So the storyline between Lung and Ken to be the main focus, with Kit and Ho kind of taking more of a backseat, while John Woo went the other way. He wanted the story to be about Ho and Kit, right? So it got to the point where both of them were doing like secret sneaky edits on the film to try to like push their own vision.
You can kind of see that.
You can definitely see it does show in in the final product. But that's kind of like where their working relationship ended essentially. I mean, it ultimately led to John Woo going to Hollywood to try to get better working conditions for himself. So, I mean, in a way, Sui Hak is to thank for, Face Off eventually and MI2. I guess silver lining. But, I mean, it's a bit of a shame that these two couldn't sort out their issues. Because despite this film's flaws, like you, I really like this film.
This movie is so flawed, but it gets to a point where none of the flaws even really matter because there is so much style in this movie. There's just so much of everything in this movie.
Arguably too much of
Too much, I think.
If this was your first John Woo experience, you would probably not touch another John Woo film.
There's a couple of American actors in this film, English actors, and if you don't like the VIPs in Squid Game, you're not going to like this movie.
This fried rice sucks.
I mean, there is a plot following Ho and Kit. I think Kit is going undercover, and Ho's like, hey, like, why is he going undercover? I want to go help him out. And then they go back to Uncle Lung because he's the one that's being investigated, but he's trying to go straight. But he gets betrayed by some of his lackeys because they're like, you can never change your past kind of shit. You're always going to be part of this and that. So he gets framed for a couple of murders, and then he's got to go to New York.
I gotta say, that plot to frame him is expertly executed. It's such an unlikely plan, but it goes so well for them. So, I mean, the bad guy turns out to be Ko, which is Lung's like right-hand man, basically. That's not revealed till later. But like basically there's this other guy that's trying to like buy up his territory. He's got beef with Lung. Then that guy hires like an assassin to kill Lung. And then Lung and Ko are like fighting over this gun because Ko's trying to shoot the other guy and Lung's trying to stop him.
There's an argument,
And then the gun goes off and the assassin expertly times his silenced shot to coincide with the gun going off.
He like sneakily shoots the guy, so they just kind of assume that they accidentally shot that guy.
But then he does it again, Tavi. He does it again.
That one was expertly timed. He's just like, what's going on?
It's so good that he even tricks Lung into thinking that he's killed two guys. It's amazing.
Oh man!
Like that guy, whatever Cole paid that guy, it was worth the money, in my opinion.
That guy was cool, man. He's sort of like the cool bodyguard type that doesn't say a word.
He's a genuine psychopath.
He's like the Vietnamese guy in The Man from Nowhere. Just he's got like some code of honor, but is also a bit of a psychopath.
He loves the battle. He's not in it for the money. He just loves killing.
He just loves killing.
I just love killing.
I mean, so he's got to flee Hong Kong, and then Kit, he had to get close with Lung's daughter to get close to Lung, and then he has to like bring her home to his house, and his wife Peggy from the first one is pregnant, and then there's a little bit of a misunderstanding, but then she's like, I don't want to break up your marriage, so I'm going to leave.
I'm going to go home and get shot. Peace out.
There's a lot of debts in this movie, but like the thing is though, we talked about Bullet in the Head last week, and I felt the debts a lot more in that movie, like the dourness. But this film is a lot lighter than Bullet in the Head, like tonal-wise.
But plot-wise, it's pretty heavy as well. It's just
pretty heavy plot-wise,
the parts that are supposed to be heavy are delivered with such an over-the-top manner that it becomes kind of silly. I'm talking about Lung here and his PTSD.
Lung and Chow Yun-fat are quite literally chewing so much scenery in this movie. And I think this is where I can see Sui Hak taking over, because they're the ones that you sort of follow a bit more compared to Ho and Kit. The plot basically follows, he goes to like an old gangster friend in the States who's become a pastor, but not for long, because Cole finds out where he is. Then Cole sends assassins, and then the assassins end up killing the pastor and his like young daughter. And then he sort of has immediate PTSD where he becomes an infant and gets taken to a mental.
So it's wild. Like it goes straight from the church shootout, and then it just hard cuts to like Lung in a straitjacket being force-fed congee.
He's He's like getting beaten up by the hospital staff.
And that's kind of what I mean, where like, because it's so sudden and so abrupt that it kind of like, everything after that, the impact is lessened. So like, Lung, you're right, he's essentially a child and he's really struggling, but it's so funny, Tommy.
It is really funny. He's so over the top.
Yeah.
There's so much drooling that it would make like Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood blush, or Viola Davis from Fences.
Yeah, it reminded me of when Jackie Chan is doing his like dramatic crying thing. It's kind of a similar performance. He stays this way for a while as well. So Ken basically finds him and he kind of has to nurse him back to a healthy mental state.
He like cooks him food and he's trying to like force feed him. I mean, like the whole aspect of Ken discovering Uncle Lung in the mental hospital, it's just so funny because he's getting beaten. It's not supposed to be funny, but just the way it's filmed and acted, he's getting beaten up by the staff and he's like running to the door and like looking through the bars. He's like, ah!
It reminded me of in Happy Gilmore, the Mr. Lady.
That scene is so funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, before we even get to the scene of Ken like nursing Lung back, we got to talk about the restaurant scene.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the most awkwardly entertaining, badass, non-badass scenes that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I'd forgotten how weird or silly this movie was.
Yeah. Like, so Ken, he's running a restaurant, but he's still kind of got like a badassery background.
Yeah. He's got his lackeys, got his gang, got his little crew that try to dress like Japanese greasers.
Yeah,
I guess,
but he's trying to show them that, you know, gangster life is not the way to go. But then these mafia guys try to shake him down, him and his restaurant down. And they're insulting his cooking. They throw his rice on the floor.
Oh, dude. The hard cut, it just cuts to the white guy, the mafia guy, like, and he just yells, "This fucking fried rice stinks!" Holy what? The dubbing is weird. The delivery is weird. And I wasn't even drinking a drink at the time, and I spat out a milkshake.
And I wasn't even drinking anything.
Like, it was so funny. Like, I laughed out loud a lot when I saw this scene.
And then the scene goes on for ages, Tavi, a lot longer than I remember.
Yeah. You don't like my rice? Yeah. I make another one for... And then it's got Chow Yun-Fat's like dubbed
Does he dub himself in this movie? Do you know?
I think he dubbed himself.
It sounds like him. But he's doing like a weird Clint Eastwood impression or something, or like like a Marlon Brando impression. I don't know what he's doing, but it's so funny.
It's like, you gotta pay us $1,000 per ticket. I pay you fucking nothing. I pay you shit. I don't give you shit.
So good.
I got a quarter. Yeah, take the quarter.
If it was anyone other than Chow Yun-Fat, this scene would not play at all.
It goes for so long. I don't think casual people would appreciate this scene. It's such an awkwardly badass scene.
Yeah.
He's just so covered with rice on his face. Just like scooping rice off the ground and putting it back onto the plate. And it's just like so weird.
He just out crazies this guy's anger. Like I think that's what he's going for. It's just a fucking lunatic. It's too long because it's essentially a useless scene. Like it doesn't really serve the plot at all. And it goes on for ages. And it's so weird and awkward. And the longer it goes on for, the more awkward it gets as well.
But like, I think for me, because I haven't seen anything like this in a while, the longer it went, the funnier it got because of how awkward it is. Yeah. And like, I'm not going to forget this scene. So it also culminates in like, they pull out guns and then Ken's like, no, you shut up. All right?
Yeah.
Put the gun down. And then like he shoots the other guy in the leg. Yep. He's like his other lackey. And then the cop comes and it's like, put the gun down. He's like, just wait. Let him eat the fucking rice first. And he like forces this guy to eat the rice.
And the cop's like, yeah, you better do it. I like to think that like that happens at the restaurant at least once a week. And the cop's just like so used to it now. He's just like, yeah, just do what he says. This motherfucker's crazy.
You would not see this kind of filming style ever again because it is so of the time. If I showed a random person this who has no idea of film, they'd probably say this is the worst scene I've ever seen in my life, kind of thing. And then I was like, you shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, then the plot goes, basically Ken, he breaks Uncle Lung out of the mental asylum and he's trying to feed him food and he keeps failing. And then Chow Yun-Fat gets pissed off and it's like, if you're not going to eat, then I'm not going to eat. And he starts throwing his own tantrum as well.
Again, he's trying to out crazy him, Tommy. That's his move.
It's so funny.
All these oranges go everywhere. All the shit in his fridge is on the floor.
But Uncle Lung, he's infantile. He's like crawling on the ground and he picks up this piece of raw meat and he tries to like chew it. And he's like, ah. And he's got all this drool coming out of his mouth. Yeah. And it culminates in him finally picking up an orange. And he's trying to like...
He's trying to eat it with the skin like, on and shit.
And then you got Chow Yun-fat. He's like, goes, come on, baby. Come on. And then it's like this massive celebration. And then you've got the Better Tomorrow theme kicking in when he eats like a corner of the orange. Yeah. And it's so funny. Like at this point, I don't think Uncle Lung knows that Peggy is dead, his daughter.
Yeah.
He's got this photo of his daughter that he's like holding around.
Yeah.
And then Ken comes back home after getting the guns to find like this scurrying Uncle Lung around the house. And he's trying to find the photo. And then Ken finds it, just like rips the photo in front of him.
Yeah. And this is before like digital cameras were very common as well. So it's just like his only hard copy photo of his dead daughter. Just tears it to shreds.
Yeah, eventually, the assassins come out and Ken's still trying to get him to snap out of it. And there's a really cool gunfight. I think Chow Yun-fat's got a Spaz 12 or whatever that shotgun is called. And it's just a lot of cool action scenes. And then he finally snaps out of it. He goes, I can! Yeah. And it's just like, yeah. And then, he shoots the guy. And then the Predator.
Yeah. It's very triumphant.
Yeah, it's sick, yeah. I guess you can see where Sweetheart kind of snuck in the edits because this plotline is a lot more fun to watch. Whereas you compare it to Ho and Kit, it's just, I think they're still doing the undercover thing. And
there's a bit to this plot line, but I do think that it's definitely not as much of a focus.
It's overshadowed.
Yeah.
After this plot line, Lung and Ken come back and, Ho has flashbacks of seeing him as Mark.
Again, it's kind of brushed over. Like, they accept it very quickly.
But, like, I mean, they go to, I think they had intel or something that there's, like, the big gun factory, like, warehouse. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like...
It's an ambush.
It's a setup. But Kit doesn't go with them because his brother's like, hey, man, like, your wife is about to, like, have a baby. You should go back. Yeah. But it's too dedicated to the Force stand. Just too...
He's a bad father, Tavi. He's a bad father and a bad husband. He should be there.
Yeah, he's not great. Look, I know they...
Ho is there. Ho is at the hospital during the childbirth. Where the fuck is Kit?
Yeah.
Too busy getting killed.
Right? Yeah, so he goes off on his own and is killed by the cool bodyguard guy. And you do get somewhat of a chance to grieve his character's death, but then it's also like, now let's go kill a bunch of people.
They go straight from Kit's funeral. Even during the funeral, they've just chucked a bunch of guns in like paper wrapping. So they're loading up as they're still mourning Kit. And they do like
mourning Kit,
the slow motion walk to camera.
Yeah.
And then like they rock up at the mansion where this gunfight's going to take
while
place.
The theme is playing.
Yeah. It's just Ken, Lung, and Ho infiltrating the mansion. And it's not a stealth mission, is it, Tommy?
No, it's definitely not.
The part where they're they're taking all the guns out of their bags and they're getting chucked grenades is so good.
Yeah,
there's like
it's so good.
Just like several shots of them just getting past the grenade or past the gun.
It is such a masculine moment. Yeah. Just watching them load up. Ken puts like the grenades into the bullet holes of his coat. Yeah. This is no Hitman. This is no Splinter Cell.
There's like so many guys waiting for them as well on the lawn. There's so many.
And then just they're all gunned down. Yeah. Shotguns, Uzis. They just Uzi to death. They're grenaded to death. And I think this movie basically has 70% of the body count in this one scene. Yeah. I think around 219. According to some sources of IMDb.
So John Woo disowned this film because he felt like it got butchered in the edit. But this scene is the one scene that he stands behind. He's still very proud of how this scene turned out.
He should be proud because this is such a great scene. The movie is worth sitting through just to watch this scene because there is so much craft going into this. The fact that all of this is practical effects is just crazy. You have explosions going on in this house space. So it's not even like in an open field, say a bullet in the head style. Yeah. So there's so much potential for actors to get hurt. Yeah. I mean, even rewinding back a bit where they blow up Ken's restaurant, it cuts to an exterior and there's just extra.
There's a guy that gets hit by a door.
He gets hit by the door.
And it's clearly not intentional. That guy didn't know he was going to get hit by a door, Tommy.
I think, John Woo didn't tell a lot of the people how big the explosions were. I mean, there's a scene where Chow Yun-fat, he walks out and then you see the explosion in slow motion and there's like this very pained wince from Chow Yun-fat. And it's clearly he did not expect that to happen. And I think he singed his hairs or something. So he got burnt.
He was very close to that explosion.
But I think for me, in terms of the amount of killing in the scene and the style of it, it's just, you won't see this as much because of how action films have evolved, where I guess people want somewhat of a realism aspect to it. Let's say like the John Wick series. That's obviously heavily stylized, but the way people go down is a lot more realistic.
Yeah, it's less spaghetti western.
But if I watch this movie with someone and then they're like, oh, gun doesn't hold that much bullets, or you don't actually fly that far, and explosions don't actually make fire. And I'd just be like, you shut up! I would accept no flaws. I'll accept no criticism to this action scene.
Yeah, there's a guy with a battle axe in it.
He's got a battle axe, man.
And I was fighting him with a katana.
With the katana? Good. Like, come on, man.
Come on.
Like, come on. Like, I think sometimes realism is overrated. And it just makes me miss this era of action film where it's just unashamedly super violent.
Yeah, it's cartoony in a way. In the best possible way.
Chow Yun-fat's like, no, sorry. This is great.
Yeah.
And even the bit where, I don't know if this was Cole's plan, but there's like an imposter Cole.
I have a note that says, did Cole dress a guy in a white suit on purpose so he'd have a decoy?
I reckon he did. I reckon Cole is that slimy and cunning.
So many steps ahead, Darby. First the awesome framing plan, and then this.
Yeah, I want to put a pass. He's like, you wear this, I'll give you 100,000. So, okay.
No, I reckon he set this guy up weeks earlier. I reckon he gifted him a white suit, and then he was like, in the coming weeks, he was like, man, that suit looks really good on you. Like, you should rock that look all the time, I reckon. Just waiting for this moment.
That's the villain, man. You're not as charming or good looking or as strong as your heroes. You gotta go to your ratty, cunning tactics.
Yeah, it's
man.
using what he has, Tavi, and you gotta respect him for that.
What he has. And then, Cohen can give one shot each, one shot in the knee, one shot in the shoulder, Ko falls over, bang, straight in the head. Yeah. It's cool.
And then they're all really injured, but they have enough energy to pose for the cops.
That is
really
cool.
iconic positions.
They're doing a cool pose and it's sick. Yeah.
And then for some reason the film ends with the restaurant kids, which is a weird way to end this film.
I guess one of the epilogues, like, it's like, oh yeah, the restaurant's doing fine. I mean, this movie, as you said, there's such an odd duck in John Woo's career.
Yeah, but it's a very memorable film.
It's so easy to watch. Like, go seek it out. You just gotta do it.
You gotta watch it. I always remembered the last scene, but having rewatched the movie in its entirety, I'm like, yeah, this is a very memorable movie, and not just for the last scene.
The restaurant scene. There's so
much to like in this movie.
There's a lot to like. I think if you're a film fan, someone that enjoys the schlocky action films, you would enjoy this.
If you've never seen a John Woo film, can you please watch this one first and tell us your experience? Because I would genuinely love to hear the thoughts of somebody that's never been exposed to John Woo before watching this film.
Yeah.
John Woo Lai, the last John Woo Lai episode for this year. Can you believe it?
Yes.
We're closing it off with a real good movie. Broken Arrow, 1996.
No. Yes, with one of his maybe lesser known American films.
Definitely lesser known American film. I hadn't even watched this movie before this year, Tavi.
I mean, would you say that this is more lesser known than like Paycheck?
Yes, I would say this is lesser known than Paycheck. It's probably better known than that one he did with Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember the name of that film.
I don't remember the title. I haven't seen it. Yeah.
But yes, definitely less known than MI2, less known than Hard Target even. Definitely less known than Face Off.
Oh, this movie is on Disney Plus. You can cut this out, but I just realized this movie is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's where I watched it, Tavi, because I wanted to watch on my phone while I was on the treadmill. Yeah, so it is a very accessible film, though it may not be a film that everybody has watched or everybody remembers. This movie came out
1996.
Yeah, 3 years after Hard Target, but 1 year before Face Off.
It's the first John Woo Travolta pairing, I guess.
It sowed the seeds for Face Off.
Yeah. I remember watching this with my family ages ago. And I remember being surprised by some of the violent content in this movie and John Travolta being a villain. I don't think I had any inkling of what a John Woo was when I watched this movie.
Yeah. The only thing I remember about this movie is seeing the ad on TV and the part where John Travolta's like, ain't it cool? Ain't it cool?
But I remember really liking this movie a lot when I was a kid because I think I was very impressed by the amount of gun violence that was in this movie. And I think this might have been like an exposure. Yeah.
Yeah, if you had never seen a John Woo movie and you're going into this, then you'd probably have a lot of fun with it, in fairness. I think this is a pretty competent action thriller film of the time. Like, it's a very 90s action film, isn't it? It's in I mean, it's written by the Speed guy, Graham Yost.
Yeah.
And you can definitely...
You can see a lot of the...
see
it, with some of the countdowns on the nukes.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to give a little synopsis drop on this movie?
So this movie has John Travolta and Christian Slater. They're both playing army pilots, and their job is to do test flights with a stealth bomber that is carrying nuclear bombs. And yeah, essentially, John Travolta's Major Vic Deakins, Deke, he goes bad and tries to steal the bombs. And Christian Slater's Captain Riley Hale is trying to stop him from successfully stealing the bombs. And it just goes from there. So you've got the two central characters in Deke and Hale. They kind of have a bromance going on. Like, you're introduced to these two guys in a weird boxing sparring match where it's like a
boxing sparring void.
It's a very interesting shot. It's like a top-down, slow zoom in to this boxing match.
Zoom in.
So Deke is obviously the big dog that's demonstrated in this opening boxing match, where like Deke is not only beating Hale but also mansplaining as he's beating him, explaining what a rope-a-dope is and like why Hale continues to lose to him.
Well, so they can bring that plot point back later, Dan.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Obviously, yeah. They have a running thing where like when Deke beats Hale tries to give him $20 because it's like a friendly competition, and that plays a huge part in this film. I mean, that $20 note just keeps coming back. So these are like elements that you kind of see from John Woo, even though this screenplay isn't written by John Woo. Like you still kind of get the bromance element in it, and you still have those kind of moments of cheese. And this could just be like a 90s action thing, but it is also a pretty John Woo thing. Even the way like Travolta's character smokes, it's so weird. Nobody smokes like that. Like the way he holds his cigarette, it's really weird. It's very theatrical.
I think it's trying to give them the more melodramaticness that you get from theater acting.
Yeah.
It's kind of harder to pull off with like Western actors. The melodrama plays out like a little bit differently. It seems a little less earnest, I think.
I would say that is true of a lot of US John Woo films, like MI2, for example. But I think John Travolta is actually pretty good in this film.
John Travolta does it well, I think.
Yeah, I think he does well in Face Off.
Face Off is like an exception because it's Nicolas Cage and Travolta. And I think everyone is like hamming it up, but it's quite sincere. So I think it really worked in Face Off. You sort of have to be a character actor and I guess like a good actor to do it.
Well,
I'm not sure if Christian Slater does it that well.
I like Christian Slater, but I think his character doesn't have as much going on as John Travolta's character or Nick Cage's character in Face Off. And that's the issue. Like Christian Slater is there to be like kind of an everyman, I guess, in the same way like John McClane is in Die Hard. Because that's what, these movies were back in the day. You got to have an everyman to root for. So I don't think he was just given enough melodramatic things to do. He has little moments here and there. Like I like I like the way he swings in on the train right at the end of the film, and he's like, coming through.
He's like, what if that failed?
That guy had all the time in the world to shoot him.
Yeah. So, oh, thanks. And then they just kill him.
Yeah.
That's the end. Then the broken arrow goes off.
On Salt Lake City or whatever.
I do like that little bit of a trailer bait when it comes to, there's like a pencil pusher character who doesn't really have that much of a part, but they explain what a broken arrow is, and it's just like when they lose nukes or something, and it's a broken arrow.
What I like about that is he explains it to this guy over the phone, thus defeating the purpose of having a code word. So we've lost 2 nukes.
And it's like, it's happened so often that there's a term for it. But apparently, no, I searched up broken arrow, and it is like the proper term.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of research went into the script for this.
Yeah.
Because they're explaining what B-83 nuclear bombs are. They explain what an EMP is. They explain what a nest nuclear retrieval operation is. You know, there's a lot of those little intricacies in military strategy, I guess, which I think might be a weak point in this film. But I might talk to that later.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy this movie as much as I remembered. I don't know, I found a lot of the action elements to be not as fun. Most of the movie is in like the Utah desert.
Yeah.
And I just found this setting a bit boring to look at, like constantly. Just a lot of like, desert trees and whatever.
Yeah.
And the body count is not as high as I remembered it being. Like, there's a lot of shooting and there's a lot of John Woo-isms, but I think it is sort of toned down.
Yeah.
Because there's not much going on with the story. There's definitely this sort of bromance rival between Christian Slater and John Travolta, but it's not as developed.
Yeah.
And just some of the action scenes in the mines, it's just sort of a battle between like 3 people, and there's not a lot that's happening in terms of who's getting shot and who's getting killed.
Yeah, I agree. I think the gunplay in this film is one of the weaker elements, I think. Like, I do like the action scenes where it's set on like a moving vehicle. Like, there's a really good car chase in this film, which I wasn't expecting. You can see clearly that it's very practically shot. There's a lot of like clambering over jeeps and stuff. And there's a really cool part where the park ranger, Terry, chucks Hale a gun, and then Hale like jumps up and grabs the gun.
That is really cool.
And manages to like get on top of a jeep at the same time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But to me, like, this movie is a pretty average action movie with a standout performance from John Travolta.
I think so. I think sort of comparing it to Face Off, he hadn't quite reached final form yet.
Yeah.
He still does a good performance.
There. He's got a lot of quotable lines.
He's getting there. Yeah.
I like the part where he's like telling off the guy for shooting at the nukes. He's like,
would you mind not shooting at the thermonuclear weapons?
Yeah, they do explain that the nukes are quite durable, but these nukes go through some pretty heavy battering and flames.
Yeah.
I don't know if any nuclear physicists.
Let's ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, Tavi. We'll get him on.
I guess it's also like hard to believe that John Travolta can just rearm the nuke, because there's a plot point where Christian Slater and American Psycho Girl get the nukes, and then they're like, if I put the code in wrong 3 times, it'll become a dud.
Yeah.
But then John Travolta's like, I changed the coding.
Yeah.
And
When did he do that?
Now you've set it up.
When did he have access to these bombs in order to do that?
No, he just did it.
That's just the kind of movie this is, Like, they explain a lot of stuff, but it's still like you got to suspend your belief a little bit.
I get like to suspend your disbelief, but I think the other elements of this movie weren't strong enough to distract me from my suspension.
Yeah.
Because I was sort of complaining that there wasn't enough, shooting or not enough character development, and that's because there was a longer cut.
Was there?
But not even that much longer.
A John Woo movie with a longer cut? Oh, never.
This cut was only 2 hours.
Okay.
And apparently it had more character development and more violence.
Yeah.
And it's weird because when we talked about Mission Impossible with Nick, and we saw all the Tom Cruise action scenes, because that's a PG-13 John Woo.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that one was not as violent, but because I think there was a lot more going on in terms of like a body count and stunts, and there was just a lot more going on.
Yeah.
Where this one, it seems like there's a studio note to tell John Woo to hold back on how many times the guy can get shot.
Yeah.
There's not enough squibbing on a person.
Yeah.
But this is an R-rated film by American standards.
Oh, really?
So it seems that they held back for no reason.
Yeah.
This is really more like a John Woo starter. It's like the kids' meal of John Woo's films.
Yeah.
You know, you get a little bit of this and that, but you're not getting much nutrients from it in terms of a John Woo experience.
This is the least John Woo film that I've ever seen. Even less than The Killer 2024, I would say.
Yeah.
Because despite that movie's flaws, you can still see elements of John Woo. Maybe it's just the screenplay. But this film, it really does feel a bit devoid of his personality. And maybe that is because he was forced to strip it back a bit. And I think it's probably not because of the violence, it's probably because of the tone. Because I think they just wanted to make another Speed.
Yeah.
You know, because Speed is an excellent film, and it is kind of like this film. But it's just better. It's just a better version of this film.
It's a better version of this film.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were going for. I feel like they just wanted John Woo to hold back his style rather than like the violent elements. And this is my main issue with this film. Because like Hard Target came out 3 years before this film, right? And Hard Target, I love Hard Target.
Yeah.
It's such a John Woo film.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you get this film like 3 years later. And then 1 year after this film, you get Face Off, which is, again, it's a very John Woo film.
It's very John Woo.
So I was like, what happened to this film? Like, why is this so, like, not a John Woo film? And I did a little bit of digging, and I think it's because of the performance of Hard Target, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, Hard Target, it came out around the same time as The Fugitive.
Okay.
And The Fugitive did really well. So Hard Target ended up grossing 75 mil off a 20 million budget. So not a failure, but it wasn't the number that studios were expecting. There was a big drop-off after the first weekend, and it ended up being like the 11th highest performing film of the year. And like Van Damme was such a big name at the time. So like the producers behind Hard Target they were expecting big returns.
Yeah.
So I think because of this, Woo had to kind of compromise a bit more in Broken Arrow. Like he had to play it a bit safer and give the studios the movie that they wanted to sell rather than the movie that he wanted to make.
The theme of the movie is about tragic friendship.
Broken Arrow did pretty well.
It did really well. It did better than Hard Target. It made 150 mil off less budget. And I think that's why John Woo was able to go really ham in Face Off. It's because he was back in the Hollywood good books. And everyone knows how Face Off turned out.
Say anything you like!
So I think this movie suffers because it's just not John Woo enough. I think it lacks a bit of personality. And also, there's too much plot in this film. I know you said it was simple, but they explain so much in this film.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it makes it less interesting to watch, I think.
Like, I think in the best John Woo movies, the plots are very simple. Like, The Killer is about a contract killer trying to leave his job. Hardboiled is about a detective who's trying to stop an arms-dealing gangster. Hard Target is about hunting humans. But in this movie, in Broken Arrow, they explain like the different kinds of nukes. They explain what EMPs are. They explain the protocols of nuclear warhead retrieval. They explain the concept of the rope-a-dope.
It's cryptogamic soil, very fragile. One footprint takes centuries to repair.
It's too convoluted, you know?
Yeah.
When you strip a plot back and keep it really simple, you leave more room for the style to shine through. And when you have a director like Woo, you need his style to shine through for the movie to work. But yeah, like I think John Woo was kind of cornholed with this film. I'm glad it did well though, because
it gave us Face Off.
Gave us Face Off basically.
Yeah.
And Face Off gave us MI2, the best Mission Impossible film.
I just found this movie to be a bit boring. I enjoyed the final climactic action scene when they're on the train and they're trying to disable the nukes.
Yeah.
But I think for the reasons you explained, I had zoned out at some
There's
point.
too much fluff, right? Like even Delroy Lindo's character, He just dies.
Yeah, he just dies.
He dies unceremoniously. I had to rewind it because I wasn't sure.
I was so
like, what
surprised.
happened to
He's
him.
just like, Delroy Lindo's character has one really funny line that I remember because they bring Christian Slater back to the base.
Yeah.
And the Christian Slater asks Delroy Lindo to let him back onto the train to get the nukes back. And then Delroy Lindo's like,
Do you understand what orders are, Captain?
Yes, sir, I do.
Good. Because I'm about to break them.
he just switches immediately.
It's the fake out that gets me.
It was really funny. Yeah, no, I was actually really taken aback by Delroy. He's just like the trumpet guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you going to pull up soon? And he just doesn't. He just dies. He just crashes into the tunnel.
Out of the movie, yeah.
That's a shame. That's what he gets for breaking orders. You die.
Even the pencil pusher guy.
Oh, yeah, the pencil pusher guy.
He just kind of disappears from the film as well.
The sort of like discount
He's
John
like,
Cusack,
yeah,
I
exactly.
guess.
He's the guy on the ground, but he doesn't have anything interesting to do.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the old dude that's on Travolta's team, though, who's just kind of there to complain.
Oh, yeah. That's the Shawshank Redemption guy.
Yeah, the guy.
The warden.
The guy from Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. He's just there to complain and then get his throat punched in.
His throat crushed.
I mean, I do enjoy the climax as well on the train, where Deke he's just lost control of the whole situation, but he's fully committed to just being a crazy villain, and it just evolves in a fist fight. So it comes full circle, but Hale manages to beat Deke this time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He sort of does a flip or something and sets the nuke off, which I don't know. Like, I don't know how nukes work, but I feel like if there was some form of catalyst, whether it is a chemical reaction or an explosion that can still set off a nuclear explosion.
I'm pretty sure if a nuke went off in a copper mine, it would still fuck up everything around it.
Yeah, that's true, actually, as well. Like, I don't know. And it's just like, oh, yeah, don't worry, the mine covered the radiation.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's fine.
I mean, like Chernobyl, anyone? Like that shit.
This is an epilogue where everybody involved in the movie just dies of leukemia years later.
Fuck it. God damn. Yeah. I mean, I was talking about in A Better Tomorrow 2, where there's a lot of suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
But
when the movie's good, you can suspend your disbelief. But when the movie is average, it's a bit harder. It makes it a bit harder to suspend your disbelief. You start nitpicking things
you
like...
can't just be like, you shut up.
You can't justify it with you shut up.
Shut up!
But yeah, I mean, this movie is what you get when you make a man like John Woo compromise. That's how I feel. And I feel like this man, John Woo, has been treated unfairly by both the Hong Kong movie industry and Hollywood.
Yeah, it seems to be getting screwed over.
My message to anyone that's looking to work with John Woo is just let him cook. He knows what he's doing. And in the past, when we did talk about The Killer 2024, I talked about like how his most recent directorial efforts kind of reek of compromise. But now looking back and learning about his history in filmmaking, where he's constantly getting pushback from like everyone, his producers, from the audience, from the critics, I can kind of see why he's more willing to compromise now. But at the same time, like, fuck them all, John Woo, basically. Like, you have earned the right.
You shut up.
Yeah, exactly. You have
talk
earned the
about
right
Ken.
to say you shut up at this point. You should be allowed to make John Woo movies.
You should.
But do you have anything more to say about Broken Arrow, Tavi?
Yeah, no, not really. Like, I think this movie is okay in the John Woo library.
Would you say this is a good gateway film for John Woo movies? I would say no.
Nah, I would say no.
Because it's not really a John Woo movie.
Yeah, it's not really John Woo. I guess like the best gateway John Woo film is probably Face Off.
Yeah.
It's American, it's accessible, has his style, and it's a lot of fun.
That's the movie we should have talked about probably. But
Yeah, we're
we're here now. Broken Arrow, it's there. Watch it if you want. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it if you want. What a weak way to end John Woo Lai, Tavi.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I was telling you, we should probably end up with A Better Tomorrow
Nah,
too.
it's
But
fine.
you're like, nah, let's do this one.
It's got to
I'm like,
end
okay.
somewhere. This is is an allegory for John Woo's career type. But that's it for John Woo Live for this year. We hope you enjoyed this journey through some of John Woo's films. Like, I can't stress this enough, but he's an amazing director and he's got a great legacy, even though his most recent films are not the greatest. So definitely check out some of his older films. Like, they should be more accessible now that Shout Factory owns them.
Yes, please watch these movies. They are so good. They deserve recognition. They deserve so much love, his films. And I'm sort of surprised at how underappreciated he is, because he's really not that revered as an action director or like even just a director of film.
He's revered by other Hollywood directors. There's like Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, Sam Raimi. All these people love him. And if you love their movies, you should love John Woo as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright guys, but as always, if you enjoyed this video, you can check out our weekly podcast, Two Asian Blokes, to see what we're up to. We talk about Asian pop culture and stuff, but we do like doing these theme months every now and then. So if you like these theme months, let us know, so we'll put in the effort to do more. But until then, we'll catch you later.
See you later, guys.
You shut up.
You shut up. This fucking fried rice stinks.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
Ain't it cool?